What's up everybody? This video we're going to be looking at roaming and roaming priorities. So a lot of the time you'll hear me say that mid lane is the highest impact lane that you can go to. If you can win mid, you can snowball that into the entire game often. But sometimes it's really important just to keep your safe lane safe. And this game is a perfect illustration of that. So we're going to jump right into it. This game is pretty classic 2am Australian matchmaking. You've got some of the higher end and down to Divine 1. So obviously I'm included that very happily. So mid lane, again, especially in MMR dynamics like this, where your mid laners are the highest ranking in both teams, it is very tempting to go to that lane and try to make an impact. But I'll show you why that can be misleading. I actually had this game open. I don't know why I clicked watch replay. Bit silly. Alright. So... Right, so we'll let it play here. Don't know why we paused. While we're here, shout out to twitch.tv Lord Andros if you want to see some good Pangolia play. That's the place to be. So we'll fast forward through this pause. There we go, don't know why. Don't remember it took that long. Anyway, so a lot of the time, Meteoros won't actually go for the rune against me now, against BH. So I'll start out bot and try to make an impact here. Our both offlaners are going to try to do the same play, which is very meta right now. You get the boost first or whatever, and you go to pull the lane. So these guys are waiting for it right in that uphill spot. And a very sad brew realizes his mistake immediately. Top lane, again, they're doing the same thing. 2v1 right now. Our Rubik is actually going to block the mid lane. Which is a bit of an iffy play against Zeus. Zeus isn't famed for being able to deny or keep the wave where he wants it. But yeah, so I'm getting the rune because I've seen Brewmaster isn't able to go to the creeps, so I'm going to try to do his job for him. And at the top lane, they're going to do the exact same thing. For some reason, TB pops his meta, which is a big loss of cooldown. You could probably last hit with it out. But maybe he wanted to last hit with it. Anyway, so right here I try to bring the creeps up. Obvious mistake because I should have avoided the clockwork and gone up this ramp and then gone around to here. I'll learn my lesson from that. So we get two creeps compared. This is actually what you want. You want the lane here, and then you can deny creeps as well. So that's really huge. TB lets the creeps go on the tower. What you can do in response is just to hold the creeps or drag them around here, or you can drag them around here and do the same thing. So they will eventually meet equally as they would have. I've gone mid because I know that the Ricky is going on Zeus. Fortunately, they do get first blood. I wasn't there in time to prevent that, so that is unfortunate. But yeah, so this is the ideal. So I'll bring up the last hits and denies here, because we're really watching this safe lane compared to the rest. So I've sat mid trying to protect Zeus. I'll show you this D ward. So I know Ricky's gone probably now. You know, I'm just gonna bet that I can't afford to wait. I want to know if the Ricky is there or not. So I've just bet that my reactions are faster than Shadow Fiend, and luckily for me they are. But yeah, so this is me putting all my time into the bot lane and into the mid lane, and our safe lane is under a lot of pressure. So it's a bit of a questionable pull. I won't say too much about Rubik's play. But yeah. So finally 2 minutes in, come up top, and we go on the Ricky. Nice sentry placement. We're able to trade kills. However, the kills are going in favour of the offlaner as opposed to a core on our team. So that's not too good. And now another easy wave for the offlaner is going to create more and more free farm. So I go back to mid. For the next couple of minutes I'll just show you what I do. So we go back to mid. SF is posting up really aggro, and we get the kill. He's posting up aggro because he knows that the Ricky is there, so it's just good timing on my part. So that's good. We get a really nice early kill on the Shadow Fiend. Red sets his souls. Zeus's relieved pressure. But the difference between teams is happening on the offlaners. Our offlaner is consistently 2v1. And he's just not getting any farm. I think he got 3 last hits. 2 of them were probably the ones under here, and he hasn't gotten any since. Now the reason that the enemy team can have 2 aggressive roamers like Clockwork and Ricky, and have a Ricky always, in the mid lane and the enemy safe lane, and not have to try lane here, is because of this Weaver pick. The difference in carries. Terrorblade needs somebody with him. Terrorblade needs a support most of the time, or at least Weaver is a much stronger laner because of his evasiveness and his higher damage. I take that back. Terrorblade does a lot of damage, but is basically just more. The Weaver you don't have to babysit as much. It is defensively better is the real difference. So we go back. So we killed mid once, and that was really good. And now with this sentry placement, there's no Ricky there. But the SF kind of has to play this lane super aggressively. So this is a good time for me to appear. And we do get the kill with level 3 Shuriken, and the Thunderbolt give me vision, which is really good. Really good Thunderbolt timing. That's why top 800 player, I'm sure. Anyway. That's great, right? That's great. But the problem with this rotation mid is the only thing it's really achieving is slightly delaying the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend's a hero that can recover. It's not like an Arc Warden, where you can get on top of and stay on top of. A Shadow Fiend will recover, and that's because he can go farm jungle easily, and he can push waves really quickly. So his natural farming potential is simply higher. Now Zeus is kind of going to... Zeus isn't also going to change... Him getting kills isn't going to change the lane hugely. It's going to be nice, but it's not going to be a huge effect, because Zeus's overall gameplay isn't going to change. Right? He's still going to do the same things, generally at the same time. He's never going to, dominate the lane in a way Shadow Fiend can. He's always going to just nuke the creeps and not really deny. So me ganking for Zeus hasn't given him a lot of extra farm, and it hasn't prevented the SF getting a lot of farm. So it may look good and it feels great killing a Shadow Fiend, but it's actually not particularly effective. So I would probably be much more effective in the side lanes here. I could be helping the Brew get level, or not really levels, but I could be helping him get CS by pressuring the Weaver and the Clockwork. Or I could have from minute 1 prevented or tried to prevent the pull and stopping this Pango getting a Javelin. At 3 minutes, I'm going to bring it back to show you that it actually was 3 minutes that he gets the damn Javelin, because it's actually breaking. He's got the gold right there. 3 minutes and 5 seconds, he's got the gold right there, and he gets it off the courier. So that's the issue. After this point, the Pango can just be super aggressive, constantly dishing out damage, and constantly being a threat, right? So it's preventing pulls, it's forcing regen on the TB, it's forcing regen on the Rubik, and it's giving him a lot of lot of farm as opposed to the brew, right? 27-5 versus 6-0, right? That's the difference. This mid lane isn't going to change almost no matter what I do to some extent. So my priorities have been off. It's something that I only really understood after I watched this replay to see what happens, right? Watching replays is good. So after this point, I'm with this super high level Pango, not only out farming TB, but also out leveling him significantly because it's a 2 versus 1 lane and the 1 is winning. That's a huge problem. And now he's dominating my attention. I need to stop him farming, I need to help the TB farm, and we need to kill him to get that momentum shifting. So we do. We kill him at 5-minute 30. But to some extent, the damage has been done. It's already too late. Pango now has the resources with Javelin, Boots, Stick to continue farming, right? He can continue being a presence. It's almost 6, right? If we didn't get him before 6, we'd almost never get him. And you look at Brew, level 4, just about to be level 5. There's a lot of friendly banter. I'm pretty sure this is friendly banter between colleagues. So yeah, the damage is in a sense already done because of mismatch of priorities. So really, that's all. That's the big point that I wanted to make about how much about my own personal impact this game. I get third death for the Shadow Fiend, third successful gank from me on the Shadow Fiend. It doesn't matter though, right? It doesn't matter because of what happens right here. In the same 5 or 10 seconds, we have the 3-man rotation. They'll get the Rubik. And they're gonna get the TB here. Now I've TP'd and I've got a dust. But look at this, man. Look at this Pango. Just absolutely wreaking havoc, man. It's yeah, the damage has already been done. So I'm gonna cut it there, and I'm just gonna show you the graph of how it goes from here on out. And I'll tell you the vague story. So I'll get rid of my beautiful face there, and I can show you the first 5 minutes. So Weaver has a pretty solid lane the whole time. A little bit damaged by always trading and the Brewmaster making a miss, which is nice for us, but he's basically unaffected. He's basically fine. You can see the impact that I've had on the Shadow Fiend in this little. I wish I could just show. Yeah, I will. I'm just gonna show the Shadow Fiend here. So I've made a small dent. I've made, maybe if I draw an invisible line here, maybe if I wasn't there, instead of going down and then up, it would have just been, here, continuing the same trajectory. He would have had 5,000 or 6,000 gold, maybe 1 in 300 gold I've taken off him, right? Maybe that's it. But at 20 minutes or 15, it doesn't really matter that much, right? He's already, on a really good trajectory. You're just not going to stop a Shadow Fiend forever. Now you compare that to our Zeus on a similar way, just consistently going to go up. And that's, in 90% of the games, Zeus is always going to kind of look like that. Hard to stop him farming. Now the difference here is in the carries. I'll show now. Weaver consistent, and TB is actually fine in the lane. He gets his own CS, right? But after that is the issue. After the enemy team has been given all these resources, they're using these resources to absolutely shit on the Terrorblade after that, right? First 10 minutes, he's getting 4k gold. Next 10 minutes, he's getting 2k gold, right? That's an issue. 10 minutes after that, he's getting 3k gold, right? So he's not really recovered. His best farming window was his first 10-minute period, right? That's really, really bad. Oh, his best one was 30 to 40, but that's right. The point is, in his first half an hour, his best window was the first 10 minutes. That's not going to win you games. And that all comes down to the difference in offlaners, and the difference maker is where I was in the first 2 minutes. and even beyond that. But the first 2 minutes predominantly. The first 2 minutes, not stopping that pull, um, or at least, not stopping the farm after the pull. So maybe you can get the first wave and a half, but if you have 3 heroes against you, then you can be zoned out even still. It's only after he gets that javelin, which guarantees the next farm, and he gets 2 javelins, and then he has 2 javelins arcane boots, and is consistently just being a real thorn. So that's the issue here. These 2 lines. Okay, that's everything that I wanted to make. I think I've probably said my point a few times over, so we'll close it up there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or feedback to give me, I'd very much like to hear it. Any questions? Also, love talking about Dota. So yeah, see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.